I'm just gonna give you guys my honest thoughts and opinion about this Black Myth Wukong title that's been heavily keeping my attention at stake for a very long and perhaps devastating time. First things first, how are there people on the internet out there saying that this is not a Souls-like title? Are you guys kidding me? I've never experienced so many restarts and checkpoints in my entire gaming history. If this is not a Souls-like experience, I'm afraid I don't even want to find out or play anything remotely even close to it. First of all, the game is linear and not at all what Elden Ring is like, especially in terms of open world experience, which I guess only matters to a few selected people on the internet. But still, I think open world freedom would have been really cool and epic for this type of game. So instead, it's very similar to God of War experience, but only in a nutshell. It's still not as open as God of War is, and I hate to make that statement. You basically go through these linear stages that were designed specifically for you to experience and discover. And of course, it being scripted, there is obviously a really good storyline present for you to uncover. And the storyline is actually very detailed and very well written, by the way, which I must admit is very cool and unique. You truly never know what the hell is coming your way, and that feeling not knowing anything is one of a kind, and this game absolutely nails every aspect of it. The characters in this game are very creative as well, and by the way, the most interesting hook of the game in my opinion. Some say that the story can be completed within 20 hours, but that's only if you speedrun it. Surely there is going to be someone out there racing to beat the time limit on the internet, and you already know, but taking your time and based on how well you handle the combat system in this game, it's safe to say that you will probably spend roughly about 45 hours, if not over that. But then on the other hand, if you're like myself, you'll probably spend more time looking at the loading screen trying to master every attack from enemy encounter in this game. Man, was I getting upset last night just trying to defeat the first boss. Obviously, I'm nowhere near completing the main game, and I promise you I'm not in the rush for it either, but based on what I have experienced so far, the game does paint a certain picture for players before playing the game, but once you begin your journey, you will quickly realize that it's not anything remotely close to what you expected in terms of a gameplay. It is an RPG title that is very linear and short. Yes, you have your general inventory system and you do in fact find resources throughout the game to collect and sell, but that stops right about there. Was I taken away by this game like I was when Ghost of Tsushima dropped? No, not even remotely close. And to be completely transparent with you guys, I think I ruined that for myself by having a different expectation for this game. I wanted this to feel like Ghost of Tsushima, and clearly that couldn't be any further from the truth. So I'm making this video to address the main point of Black Myth Wukong, specifically for those who have an expectation for this and still haven't purchased the game as of right now. I guess the main takeaway here, just go into this game with no expectations and just accept something completely new and just different, I suppose. And maybe then you'll have a clear outlook on this game. I'm still gonna play it and try to finish the main storyline, the one and only, but man, do I wish this was even slightly an open world experience, because it would have been so much better. But I will say, you guys, the characters in this game and the variety of them, there's just no denying it. It scratches that itch the very second you start the game. Although the very first time you boot the game, especially if you pre-order the game, there's minor optimization issues and drops, but I'm surely, you know, by the time most people will get to this game, it's going to be patched at that point. So, you know, it's still a good game, but it just have a different outlook and don't have expectations for it. I guess just take that as the main point of this video. Read some posts on Reddit, especially from the people who actually played the game prior to its release date, and even they went as far as saying, well, this is very similar to God of War. And I kind of had that idea as well, but then you start playing and it's honestly, the outer shell could feel like God of War, but it's still, God of War was a masterpiece. This is kind of, it's got a storyline, it's very broad, but it works and it works well. So far, I've been playing it for about 7-8 hours. It's one of those games you have to master everything you do in this game. There's no other way around it. You have to predict every attack that's coming from that enemy, and there's different variety of enemies, but you have to look at that enemy that's across from you. You have to memorize what their moves are and what they do. And by that time, hopefully you kind of learn how they move, when they attack, when they take breaks, and that's when you attack back. So very basic elements of an RPG, if you will, but it's still a good game. So just be open-minded when it comes to it, and I think you will truly enjoy it. So